Hello, and I am Justin Alexander, and this is my final growth mindset journal reflection. It took forever to actually reflect on it, but I am doing it now. So that is the most important thing. So essentially, because like I did my growth mindset challenge a lot differently than everybody else's, since like because like in my opinion, I have a relatively open mindset. So I I thought that like essentially I should do all the things that like all the challenges that you had on the rubric. Well, not rubric, but the PCR, I guess, explanation. Um, I found because the thing about like my challenge was that I kind of found like some of the things to be easier and then some of them to be harder. I found that like acknowledging, embracing my imperfections was a challenge that was harder, but it was relatively easier. Uh, Viewing challenges as opportunities, that's something that I've always done. Um, Learning tactics was something that I hadn't I've never really done before, but like it wasn't hard. But the things that I did struggle with was that like things like failing, um, that revolved around failing and like viewing failure as a good thing, or like viewing um, looking at the progress rather than like looking at the fact that there is progress rather than like the speed of progress. Things that but essentially things that revolved around like my mindset, like were harder than doing like actually doing things, like implementing things. Because like I feel like changing your mindset is like something that takes time. Like at one point in time I didn't really like school, but like I tricked myself into liking school, and like now I love learning. So like but that didn't happen overnight. It was just like something that happened over time, and it actually became something, a belief, essentially. So I kind of, in the end, if you watch like any of the video, like I think it's the third video, or yeah, the third video, like I kind of like not scrap some of the challenges, but like put them on the back burner because like they weren't something that I could do in a period of like 4 weeks essentially. Um, I guess I should go into what I learned from this challenge. Well, some things that I learned was that as I said, um, changing your mindset is something that is much harder than like implementing things or doing things. Like changing like taking on new challenges is not something that is hard in comparison to like changing the way you think. Some other things that I learned was that like I guess I am hard on myself, even though I kind of knew that before. But like I would say in comparison, I've actually gotten like a much better at than I have been in the past. Hmm, hmm. I guess that's all I've really learned. Some things that I've experienced while taking the challenge, completing the challenge, was that I felt like very positive, like or very zen, very relaxed. When not very always relaxed, but like I felt a lot better when I was doing the challenge. I kind of want to do it again, but I'll probably have to wait until after finals because there's a lot there's a lot that I need to do. I actually have a final tomorrow, which is bad, but I kind of started studying for that, so I probably should be fine. Some other things that I experienced like during the growth mindset challenge was well, for one, I did like a new I tried a new learning tactic, and I thought it was successful, but like I didn't even do that well on the exam, which was sad. I was so sad when I found out that I got like a 75, and I was like, I was like, because I like, I did something totally different. So maybe it wasn't an effective learning tactic, but I think that it wasn't effective because I didn't start early enough, and I didn't start studying early enough in general. Um, hmm, other things that I experienced. I guess that like motivational videos are really helpful, especially if you listen to them like a lot, because you have to because like one motivational video works for a little while, but you need to like constantly like make it part of your routine, and you just feel better like after doing that in general. Some things that I demonstrated. Well, I guess I demonstrated ideation. Ideation, yeah, as part of the design thinking process. Um, when I was like thinking of like new learning tactics, thinking of like ways to um, do certain challenges, and just coming up. It was a lot of like coming up with new ideas that I've never considered before. Some ideas that like sounded like they might have been like weird or something, but like they actually ended up. Some of them actually ended up working. So that was very impactful. Yeah, and that is the end of my last growth mindset journal. Growth.